The wind tastes of impending frost today. It is a subtle shift, a change in the texture of the air that only those of us with hollow bones and feathers can truly feel. It is not yet the biting, cruel cold of the white season, the time when the water turns to stone and the ground refuses to yield its worms. No, it is the precursor. It is a stillness that sits heavy in the belly of the sky, a dryness that tickles the back of my throat. It smells of dried leaves crumbling into dust, of wood smoke drifting from the chimneys of the giants, and of the sap slowing deep within the veins of the great oak. I shift my weight on the branch. The bark is rough against my claws, a familiar, craggy landscape that I know as well as the contour of my own eggs. Around me, the leaves are dying. They have turned from the vibrant, sheltering green of the warm months to the brittle brown of the fall. They whisper constantly now, rubbing their dry skins together in a rasping chorus that masks the approach of predators. I ruffle my feathers, shaking off the dust of the morning's foraging. A small cloud of dander puffs out, catching a stray beam of sunlight that pierces the canopy. My kin are here, 3 of them. My strongest fledglings from the last clutch. They are no longer the gaping, pink-mouthed nuisances that demanded my every waking moment. Now, they are sleek. Their chests are puffed out with the arrogance of youth, their wing feathers fully formed and glossy. They sit on the adjacent branches, preening, waiting for my signal. They know the position of the sun. They know the ache in the gut that comes when the shadows stretch to 3 times the length of a wing. It is time. The hunger is there. Yes, the sharp, persistent pinch that drives us to hunt, to scratch, to peck at the unforgiving earth. But this journey is not merely about hunger. We could find beetles in the rotting log near the stream. We could hunt the sluggish flies that gather on the south side of the forest. But we do not. We went to the safety place. We go to fulfill the pact. I let out a sharp chirrup, a command that cuts through the rustling of the dying leaves. Alert, ready, follow. The 3 heads snap toward me instantly. Their black beadies lock onto mine. They trust me. I am the little mother. I am the one who remembers the storms. I am the one who knows the path through the grey. I drop from the branch. For a heartbeat I fall. It is a sensation of pure surrender, a stone of feathers plummeting toward the hard earth. The wind rushes past my ears, a roaring vacuum. Then, instinct, bolder than thought, faster than fear takes over. My wings snap open. The air catches in the cups of my feathers, turning from nothingness into a solid support. I bank hard to the right, feeling the drag of gravity lose its grip. Beat, beat. Glide, we rise above the canopy. The forest is a textured rug below us, a patchwork of brown, gold, and fading green. It is safe here. The shadows are deep, and the branches offer 1,000 places to hide. But we are leaving the green. We are flying toward the grey. The transition is sharp. The rich, damp scent of the forest floor rotting vegetation, wet soil, fungus abruptly vanishes. In its place comes the smell of the stone paths. It is a harsh, acrid scent. It smells of the black tar that the giants pour onto the earth, sealing it away. It smells of the exhaust from the metal beasts that roar and spit smoke, their shiny skins flashing in the sun as they hurtle along the black rivers. This is the danger zone. The air here is turbulent. It does not flow smoothly like it does over the trees. It is chopped up, broken by the hard edges of the tall stone cliffs where the giants live. It swirls around the corners of their nests, creating unpredictable pockets of turbulence that can flip a small bird upside down if she is not careful. I fly hard. My heart is a rapid drum against my ribs. Thrum, thrum. It is a familiar rhythm, the song of survival. Stay high, I signal with a dip of my tail feathers. My children understand. They tighten their formation, falling into a slipstream. Behind me, we must stay above the reach of the metal beasts. We must stay above the roaming grounds of the cats, the silent, soft-footed killers with eyes like yellow moons. I keep my eyes locked on the horizon, filtering out the chaos of the grey world. There are many stone nests here. They stand in rows, unnatural and geometric. They are grey, white, beige colors that do not exist in the forest. To a young bird, they all look the same. Hard surfaces, shiny eyes that do not blink. But to me, the map is clear. I navigate not by sight alone, but by a pull in my chest. It is a magnetic tether. It draws me toward a specific coordinate, a specific memory. I bank left, catching a warm-up draft rising from a black stone path that has baked in the sun all day. The warmth lifts us effortlessly, saving our strength. We glide over a vast green square where the giants chase balls. We glide over a line of silver poles that hum with the trapped lightning the giants use. And then, I see it. The small stone dash nest. It sits under a tree that is not as majestic as our great oak. But it is friendly enough, a maple, with leaves that have turned the color of fire. The nest itself has a roof, the color of dried clay. The white wood around the edges is peeling, little flakes that flutter in the breeze like trapped moths. To any other creature, it is just another structure, just another pile of wood and stone. But to me, it is the sanctuary. We descend. The wind rushes past my ears, a roaring song of speed. The ground rushes up to meet us. I flare my tail, breaking against the air, extending my legs to absorb the shock. Thump, I land on the wooden ledge. The impact jars my legs slightly, but the wood is warm. It retains the heat of the day, radiating it up through my claws. It is a familiar texture. I know the grain of this wood. I know the small knot near the corner that looks like a dark eye. I have stood here 100 times. I have stood here when the sun was high and brutal. I have stood here when the cold wind tried to blow me sideways, clutching the sill with frozen toes. My children land beside me. Thump, thump, thump. They jostle for position, their wings knocking against mine. They are excited. They make soft peep-peep sounds, the noise of anticipation. They are looking at the shiny wall, the hard, clear air that separates the outside from the inside. One of them, the boldest male, with a splash of darker brown on his throat, pecks at a speck of white paint on the ledge. He tastes it, shakes his head in disgust, and looks at me. His eyes ask the question, "Where is it? Where is the soft gold?" Kay, remember the soft gold, the breadcrumbs, the tiny pieces of manna that appear like magic, sweeter and easier than any worm pulled from the hard ground. They remember the feast, but I am looking for the creator of the feast. Usually, by now, the ritual would have started. The moment my claws touch the wood, usually, there is a reaction from the inside. The heavy curtains, which hang like frozen waterfalls, would twitch. The shadow would move. Today, the curtains are still. I tilt my head, pressing my ear toward the shadow. I listen for the sounds of the inside. The world of the giants is noisy. Usually, there is a hum, a low, electric vibration of the box she watches, or the clinking sound of hard things hitting hard things as she prepares food, or the sound of her voice, the low rumbling coo that she directs at us, a sound that vibrates in my chest and makes me fluff my feathers in comfort. Today, there is only silence. The silence is thick. It is not the peaceful silence of the forest at noon. It is the heavy, suffocating silence of a burrow that has collapsed. I hop closer to the glass. I see my own reflection, a small, brown bird, with bright, anxious eyes and a worried tilt, too. The head. Beyond my reflection, the inside is a cave of shadows. The sun is angling low, casting long, dark shapes across the floor of the room. I tap my beak against the glass. Click-click. The sound is sharp, brittle. It bounces off the hard surface and is swallowed by the quiet of the garden behind me. I wait up, count the beats of my heart. 1, 2, 3, 10, 20. Nothing. I look at my children. They are fluffing their feathers against the cooling air. They are getting restless. The hunger is pinching them harder now. They look at the garden below, their instincts warring with their training. There are bugs down there in the grass. Why are we standing on this empty ledge? Wait, I signal with a sharp glint in my eye. We wait. I turn back to the window. I tap again, louder this time. A demand, click-click, click-click. We are here, I say with the sound. It is the time. The sun is in the right place. We have crossed the grey air. I have brought the new generation. We are here. Nothing moves inside. A cold prickle starts at the base of my neck. It is not the cold of the wind. It is the cold of memory. It is the cold of the before. It is the feeling of vulnerability. The knowledge that safety is a fragile illusion. I hop to the other side of the ledge, my claws clicking on the painted wood. Maybe she is just sleeping. The giants have strange sleeping times. Sometimes they sleep when the sun is up. Sometimes they sit still for hours, staring at the paper leaves they hold in their hands. I peer through the glass, straining my eyes to pierce the gloom. I focus past the reflection of the maple tree, past the reflection of my own anxious face. I see the chair, the big, soft thing where she sits. It is the color of a faded rose. It is empty. The indentation where she usually sits, is there a ghost of her form, but she is not in it. The blanket she puts over her legs, the one that smells of lavender and dusties folded, lying on the arm of the chair. It looks like a sleeping beast, still and flat. I see the table. There is a cup there. A white cup with a chip in the rim. I know that cup. Usually, steam rises from it, carrying the scent of bitter herbs and sweet milk. Today, there is no steam. It sits there, cold and dead. A spoon rests. Beside it, unused. Something is wrong. The scent of the house, which usually leaks out through the microscopic cracks in the wood frames, is fading. It usually smells of toasted grain, of sweet flowers, of warmth. Now, the smell is old, stale, like a nest that has been abandoned for a season. like air that has not moved. I chirp, a high, questioning sound. Where? It is too loud in the quiet afternoon. A squirrel on the fence freezes, looking at me, then scampers away. Sensing the tension, my children are beginning to break formation. The bold male hops down to a lower branch of the maple tree. He calls out to the others. Come, food is down. Here. The others look at him, then at me. They are torn. I cannot leave. Not yet. I fly up, hovering in front of the glass, my wings beating a frantic rhythm. I am a blur of motion. I flutter against the pane, my feathers brushing the smoothness. Look. At me. I am here. The little mother is here. I am looking for the movement. The slow, shuffling walk. The silver hair that catches the light, like the down of a thistle. The smile that crinkles the skin around her eyes, making her look like the bark of a friendly tree. But the inside remains a tomb. I land back on the ledge, panting. My heart is beating faster now. Not from the exertion of flight, but from fear. The fear is a heavy stone in my crop, weighing me down. Why does this emptiness scare me so much? I am a creature of the wild. I know that things end. I know that nests fall. I know that the hawk takes the slow ones. I know that the winter takes the weak ones. Death is a neighbor we all know. We hear his wings in the night. We see his handiwork in the stiff bodies of beetles and the bones of mice. But not her. Not the warm face. She is the fixed point. She is the mountain that does not move. She is the one who reversed the great wind. She is the one who made the hard world soft. If she is gone, then the world is just chaos again. If she is gone, there is no safety place. I hop back and forth on the ledge. Click, 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 click. The sun dips lower. The shadows inside the room grow longer, swallowing the furniture. The reflection on the glass becomes stronger, making it harder to see inside. I am staring at myself, but I am not looking for me. I close my eyes for a second, overwhelmed by the sudden onset of despair. And in that darkness, the memory pushes against the back of my eyelids. It is not a memory I want. It is sharp. It is jagged. It hurts. But it comes anyway, because the fear opens the door. The scent of the stale air vanishes. The smell of the suburbs, the asphalt, and the grass disappears. Suddenly, I smell ozone. I smell electricity sizzling in the air. I smell the crushing, metallic weight of water. I am no longer on the sunny ledge. I am back there. The transition is violent. The world spins. The sunlight is extinguished, replaced by a sky the color of a bruise. I am back in the storm. The memory hits me with the force of a physical blow, dissolving the sunny ledge, the peeling paint, and the closed window. The world turns grey. Not the grey of the stone paths, but the churning, violent grey of fury. The sky has collapsed. It is no longer air. It is a river of water and wind that screams. I am back in the old nest. It is high up, tucked precariously into the crook of a rusted gutter on a different house, miles from where I stand now. It was a good place, I had thought. High enough to be safe from the prowling cats, sheltered by the overhang of the roof. But I did not know the anger of the sky reaver. The wind howls like a dying beast. It is a physical weight, a heavy hand pressing down on us. It tears at the twigs of our home, stripping away the outer layers of woven grass and mud. I feel the structure shifting beneath me. The mud, once hard as stone, is dissolving into a slurry under the relentless torrent of rain. The anchor is failing. I am spread wide. My wings are stretched to their absolute limit, trying to cover them. The chicks. They are not the sleek fledglings that sit in the tree today. They are pink scraps of flesh, blind, naked, and open-mouthed. They are shivering against my down, their tiny hearts beating against my breasts like frantic moths. Hold on, I tell myself. Grip tight. I dig my claws into the softening mess of mud and straw. I press my chest down, trying to be heavy, trying to be a shield. I flatten myself until I am nothing but a cover for the life beneath me. But I am small. I am a sparrow. I am nothing against the sky when it decides to fall. The rain strikes my back like thrown stones. Thwack, thwack, it soaks through my oiled outer feathers. Chilling down beneath. The cold is a knife, sharp and serrated, cutting into my heat. I need to keep them warm. I need to keep them dry. If they get cold, the fire inside them will go out. Stay, 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 stay. The chant runs through my head. A desperate rhythm matching the pounding of my heart. A sudden gust, harder than the rester. Punch from the invisible fist of the wind slams into the side of the house. It catches the underside of the gutter. It gets under the nest. It lifts. The sensation of weightlessness is terrifying. The connection to the world is severed. We are airborne. It is not a flight. Flight is controlled. Flight is the mastery of air. This is chaos. This is falling. The nest disintegrates in mid-air. The walls I built with such care, carrying one twig at a time, explode outward. My world becomes a spinning blur of grey sky, brown mud, and the terrifying rush of the ground coming up to meet us. I try to flap. I try to right myself. But the wind sways me, tumbling me over and over. I reach out with my feet, grasping at empty air. The babies. I lose contact with them. I feel their warm bodies slip away from my breast. Impact darkness creates a shutter over my eyes. Then, the pain it is a sharp white-hot line of fire shooting through my left wing. It is a sound crack that vibrates through my hollow bones. The air is knocked out of me in a violent whoosh. I am lying on hard, wet wood. The world is spinning. Sky, porch, rail, sky. I try to inhale. My chest burns. The air tastes of water and copper. I try to move. I must move. I must find them. I push against the wet planks. My legs scramble, slipping on the slick surface. I try to lift my wings. The right one obeys, flapping weakly, slapping the wet wood. Left one does not rise. Instead, a fresh wave of nausea rolls over me. The wing is twisted. It drags behind me like a broken branch, heavy and useless. It is caught at a wrong angle, the feathers matted with mud and rain. The pain makes my vision swim, blurring the grey world into shapes of light and dark. I let out a sound. It is not a call. It is a whimper, a tiny chirp of distress that is swallowed instantly by the roar of the storm. Where are they? I hear. A faint mewling sound near my head. A tiny, thin cry that cuts through the thunder. I drag myself forward. I use my beak, hooking it into the gaps between the floorboards, pulling my broken body inch by inch. I am cold. I am wet. I am shivering. So hard my teeth would chatter if I had them. I found them. They are scattered on the wet planks of the porch like fallen fruit. One is silent. It lies on its side, pale and still. The rain pummels its small naked body. I nudge it with my beak. Move, please, move. It does not. The cold has already taken it. The fire is out. Grief is a sharp pang, but there is no time for it. Not now. The other two are wriggling. They are opening their mouths, gaping at the drowning sky, begging for food, begging for warmth. They are turning blue. The heat is leaving them fast. I crawl over them. It is agony. Every movement jars my broken wing, sending fresh spikes of fire into my shoulder. But I force myself. I spread my good wing. I fluff my wet chest feathers. I press my body down over them, covering their shivering skin with my own. I am a broken umbrella. I am a leaking roof. But I am all they have. The rain continues to hammer us. The water pools around my feet. I can feel the cold seeping into my bones, slowing my heart. The world is narrowing down to a small circle of misery. The pain in my wing is a constant, screaming presence. This is the end. I know it. I cannot fly. I cannot build. I cannot hunt. The hawk will come. Or the neighbor's cat, the orange beast that patrols these porches, will smell the blood. Or the cold will simply stop us, turning us into stiff, frozen things to be. Swept away in the morning, I close my eyes. I tuck my head in, trying to conserve the last of my warmth for the chicks beneath me. I am sorry. I whisper to them in the silent language of touch. I failed. Then, the ground shakes, thud, thud, thud. The vibration travels through the wood planks, jarring my broken bones. It is heavy. It is rhythmic. A giant is coming. Terror, sharp and acidic, floods my mouth. The instinct to flee kicks in. A chemical scream in my blood. Fly. Escape. Danger. I try to launch myself. I push with my legs. But my left wing acts as an anchor. I only manage to flop sideways, exposing the chicks to the freezing rain. I scramble back over them, hissing. If I cannot fly, I will fight. The vibration gets louder. The heavy door of the house, the barrier between the outside and the inside, groans, open. Light spills out. Artificial, yellow light that hurts my eyes. A shadow falls over us, blocking the angry rain. I look up. It is a giant. To me, she is a mountain. She blocks out the sky. Her head is lost in the gloom above, framed by the grey clouds. She is wearing a strange, loose skinner robe of pink and white. She makes a sound, a gasp. Oh! The voice is thunderous, but it does not have the sharp crack of a predator's shriek. It is deep. She steps closer. The floorboards bow under her weight. I am staring at her feet. They are encased in soft, fuzzy things. They are enormous. One step could crush me and my children into paste. I fluff my wet feathers, trying to look big. I am a fierce eagle. I am a dragon. I am not a broken, soaking sparrow. I open my beak. I summon the last of my strength to let out a hiss. Stay back. I will peck you, I will take your eyes. But only a weak, gurgling croak comes out. The giant bends down. The movement is terrifying. It is like the sky itself is lowering. Her face comes into view. It is a landscape of wrinkles and pale skin. Her eyes are behind glass circles. Her mouth is a line of concern. "Oh, you poor little things," she rumbles. The language of giants is usually harsh, full of hard consonants and barking sounds. "Get out, shoo, bad bird." But this voice is different. It is round. It has no edges. It vibrates in the air like the low hum of a bee. She reaches down. No, the hand descends. It is a 5-legged beast, pale and wrinkled. It comes at me like a claw. I strike. I peck at the giant finger. My beak hits the skin. It is soft. I expect her to recoil. I expect her to strike back. She does not flinch. She does not pull away. "It's okay," she says. The words are soft, like moss. "It's okay, Mama. I've got you." The hand continues to descend. It does not grab. It does not pinch. It scoops. She slides her warm, dry palm under my cold, wet belly. She lifts. I expect to crush. I expect the bones to snap. I expect the darkness to be final. I squeeze my eyes shut, bracing for the end. Instead, I feel ... warmth. It is shocking. It is alien. The hand is a cup of dry skin and radiating heat. It lifts us away from the wet wood, away from the puddle. The air around us changes. The wind is blocked by the wall of her body. I am trembling, vibrating with the aftershocks of adrenaline and cold. But the shivering of the chicks beneath me slows. They feel the heat too. She brings us close to the mountain face. I can smell her now. She smells of soper, sharp, clean, scent and dry flower. She smells of old paper. She smells of safety. Dare to open one eye. Her face is enormous, filling my vision. The glass circles magnify her eyes. They are blue, like the sky on a clear day. They are wet. "Look at you," she coos. Her breath is warm on my feathers. "You're hurt, aren't you?" She sees the broken wing. She looks at it with a strange expression. Not hunger. Not cruelty. It is ... sadness. Why would a giant be sad for a sparrow? We are nothing. We are dust. She turns. She steps back inside the house. The transition is a shock to the system. The noise of the wind is cut off as the heavy door closes with a click. The roar of the storm becomes a distant murmur. The air inside is dry. It still is. It is incredibly warm. She carries us through the room. I am looking around wildly, my head swiveling. This is the forbidden zone. This is the inside. I see towering cliffs of wood. I see a soft ground. I see a light that hangs from the ceiling like a captured sun. She walks to a table. She places a soft white finger towel on the hard surface. It is rougher than moss, but softer than twigs. She lowers her hand. She tilts it gently. I slide off onto the towel. My chicks tumble out from under me. They are still pink and shivering, but they are alive. The dead one. She left it on the porch. She knew. I try to stand. My legs are weak. I collapse onto my breast. My broken wing drags, a heavy weight of pain. She pulls a chair close to the table. The wood scrapes against the floor, screech, and I flinch, trying to hide. She whispers, "I know, it's loud, I'm sorry." She reaches for a box on the table. She pulls out a shiny metal stick and a roll of white webbing. I watch her. I am too weak to run. I am at her mercy. If she wants to eat us, she will. If she wants to kill us, she will. She reaches for me again. I freeze. I make myself small. Do it quickly, I think. But she does not kill. She touches my broken wing with a finger that is larger than my head. I flinch, bracing for the spike of agony. But her touch is lighter than a falling leaf. It is impossibly gentle. She manipulates the feathers. She moves the bone. Pain, I squawk, a sharp cry. I know, she murmurs. I have to fix it. Hold still, little one. She works with a focus I have never seen in a predator. Predators are fast. They strike and tear. She is slow. She is deliberate. She takes a small, flat sticker piece of wood, no bigger than a twig, and places it against my wing. Then, she winds the white webbing around my body. She is binding me. She is trapping me. Panic flares again. I am captured. I will never fly again. I struggle. I try to peck the white web. Stop it, she says gently. She uses one finger to stroke the top of my head. The sensation is strange. It sends a shiver down my spine, but not from a cold. It is a soothing feeling. It quiets the noise in my brain. She finishes the binding. My wing is held tight against my body. I cannot move it. But the pain is different now. It is no longer a sharp, tearing sensation. It is a dull, throbbing ache. The bone is still. It is supported. I look at her. I tilt my head. What are you? She turns her attention to the chicks. She disappears for a moment and comes back with a small cup of warm water and a strange tulle plastic tube. She sucks water into the tube. She brings it to the beak of the smallest chick. A drop forms at the tip. It glistens in the artificial light. The chick smells the water. It opens its mouth. Gape. Feed me. She drops the water in. The chick swallows. It shakes its head. It chirps a tiny, strong sound. She does it for the other one. Then, she looks at me. You too, Mama, she says. She offers the tube to me. I look at the plastic tip. It is not natural. It smells of nothing. But I am so thirsty. The dust of the nest, the salt of my own fear. I am parched. I lean forward. I tap the tip with my beak. A drop of water falls onto my tongue. It is warm. It is pure. It washes away the taste of the storm. I drink. I drink until she pulls the tube away. Then, she brings food. It is a mash. It smells of egg and grain. It is soft. She offers it on the end of a wooden stick. I am terrified to eat from a giant. It goes against every instinct in my blood. To take food from another species is to admit defeat. It is to be a pet. It is to be a prisoner, But the smell, it is energy. And I need energy. I need to heal. I need to protect the little ones. I look at the food. I look at her eyes. They are still watching me. There is no hunger in them, only a vast, confusing kindness. I take the food. It is warm. It fills the hollow ache in my belly. She smiles. It is a baring of teeth. In the wild, this means aggression. A dog bares its teeth before it bites. A cat pulls back its lips before it strikes. But her eyes crinkle up at the corners. The aggression is not there. The energy coming from her is soft. "That's a good girl," she whispers. "That's a good girl." The sounds mean nothing to me as words. But the tone is a vibration that settles deep in my chest. It is the sound of a mother bird cooing to her clutch. It is the sound of safety. That was the first time I heard it. It's the voice that would become my anchor. The voice that would replace the howling of the wind. She picks up the towel, lifting us all together, me and my 2 remaining children. She carries us to a corner of the room where the shadows are warm. She places us in a box. It is high up, safe from the floor. She turns out the big light. A smaller light stays on, casting a golden glow over the box. "Sleep now," she says. She walks away. The floorboards creak. She sits in the big chair. I watch her from the rim of the box. My wing aches, but I am warm. My belly is full. My children are sleeping, their soft breathing at comfort against my side. Look at the giant. She is reading a paper leaf. She is quiet. I tuck my head under my good wing. The storm is still raging outside. I can hear it battering against the walls, trying to get in. But it cannot touch us. We are inside. We are with the warm face, and for the first time in my life, I am not afraid of a giant. The days that followed did not pass like days in the wild. In the wild, time is measured by the movement of the sun, the length of shadows, and the gnawing rhythm of hunger. Time is a predator that chases you. But inside, time was a pool of warm water. It sat still. It rippled only when the warm face moved. She built us a new nest. It was not woven from grass and mud. It was a square cavern with high, smooth walls, a cardboard box. She placed it on a high shelf, far above the ground where the heavy air settled. Inside the box, she created a landscape of softness. There were layers of tissues, white, fragile. Leaves that shredded easily, but held heat better than any down. And there was the false sun. It was a lamp with a bulb that glowed a dull, angry red. To me, it was a miracle. It did not move across the artificial sky. It stayed fixed, pouring down a constant, thick heat that soaked into my bruised muscles and kept the chill of the storm at bay. It was a sun that never set, a summer that never ended. We were captives, yes. But we were captives in a paradise of plenty. I learned the geography of the room. From the rim of the box, I could survey my new territory. There was the green plainer, vast expanse of carpet where she walked. There was the dead tree, a wooden table with legs like trunks, hard and slippery. There was the shiny water, a mirror on the wall that showed a bird who looked like me, but who never chirped back. And mostly, there was her. She was not just a giant anymore. She was the keeper. She was the bringer of all good things. I learned the rhythm of her life. She was a creature of habit, much like a bird. When the real sun rose outside the window, she would enter the room. Her feet made a soft shift sound on the carpet. She would go for dry, rattling sound like dead leaves, shaking. She would go to the kitchen, and soon the smell of bitter water would drift in. She would sit in the big chair. She would stare at the box of noise. The television. The box of noise was terrifying at first. It flashed lights. It roared. It showed faces of other giants, sometimes even animals. I would flatten myself against the bottom of the box when it turned on, hiding my chicks. But I learned that the threats inside the box could not bite. A tiger roared in the box, but the sound was flat. It had no scent. It was a ghost. Slowly, I learned to ignore it. It became just another texture of the air. Like the wind in the trees. My world shrank to the size of the box, but my understanding of the keeper grew. I learned the tools of her kindness. She became our mother, in a way. I was the little mother. Yes, I brooded the chicks. She brooded us. Every few hours, the shadow would fall over the box. Hungry? She would ask. I learned this sound. Hungry. It meant the silver beak was coming. She used a pair of metal tweezers, long, shiny, and cold, to deliver food. In the wild, a beak like that would be a weapon. A heron has a beak like that, to spear fish. But in her hand, the silver beak was gentle. It brought wonders. It brought soaked kibble, mushi, brown lumps that smelled of meat and grain. It brought yellow mash crumbled egg yolk that tasted rich and fatty. And sometimes, the greatest prize, the waxworm. A soft, white grub that wiggled delightfully before being swallowed. My chiksu, I named Loudmouth Runt, and Bold One in my head worshipped the silver beak. When the shadow appeared, they would stretch their necks up, their mouths gaping wide, a garden of pink flowers begging for rain. Cheep, cheep, cheep. She would feed them first. Always them. She was careful. She made sure the runt got as much as the loud mouth. She understood the flock dynamics better than some birds I knew. Then, she would turn to me. And you, Mama, she offered. The silver beak to me. I would take the food delicately. I was careful not to bite the metal. Careful not to touch the skin of her hand with my sharp beak. It was a ritual of respect. I take what you give. I do not bite the hand. My wing began to itch. The itching was maddening. It started deep under the white webbing she had wrapped around me. It felt like ants were crawling under my skin. I tried to scratch it with my beak. I pulled at the threads. I pecked at the tape. No, no. She would chide gently. She would reach in and stroke the top of my head with one finger. This was the strangest part of the captivity. In the wild, touch is rare. We touch to fight. We touch to mate. We touch to feed chicks. But we do not touch just to touch. But she touched to soothe. Her finger was rough, the skin dry like old bark, but the heat of it was immense. She would stroke the feathers on my crown, smoothing them back. She would rub the spot right behind my ear holes, where I could not reach. It felt ... good. It triggered a deep instinct in me. Allapreening, social grooming. It is what flockmates do to bond. It is what says, you are one of us. I will clean you. I will protect you. By grooming me, she was declaring herself part of my flock. She was a giant, flightless, strange-smelling bird, But she was flock. I began to lean into her touch. When her hand came down, instead of flinching, I would close my eyes. I would fluff my neck feathers. Here, scratch here. The bond was sealed. Not with food, but with that touch. Weeks passed. The itching turned into a dull throb, and then into nothing. The bone had knit. One afternoon. The light in the room was bright. She took me out of the box. She placed me on the towel on the dead tree table. She brought the scissors. I stayed still. I trusted her now. If she wanted to cut me, she would have done it long ago. Snip. Snipped at the pressure around my chest released. The white webbing fell away. I felt naked. The air touched the feathers of my left wing for the first time in a moon cycle. The feathers were messy, matted and bent. I looked like a ragged thing. There, she whispered. Let's see. She nudged me. Tried to move the wing. It was stiff. The muscles had forgotten what to do. It felt like a rusty hinge on a gate. I stretched it out. Cricket hurt, a sharp pull of tight tendons, but it opened. I fanned the feathers. They were tattered, but the structure was there. The bone held. I flapped. Once. Twice. I did not lift. Off. I was weak. My flight muscles had withered from disuse. But the wing worked. I looked at her. I chirped. A sound of triumph. It works. The wing works. She clapped her hands together softly. Good girl. Look at you. Then began the flight school. It happened in the living room. She would close the doors to the hallway to keep the other dangers out. I smelled him off in the cat. He lived in the other parts of the house. I could smell his musk, sharp and predatory, under the crack of the door. Sometimes, I saw his paws slide under, trying to fish for us. But the keeper kept the door sealed. It was the force field. She would put me on the back of the big chair. Then she would stand a few feet away, holding her arm out like a branch. Come on, she would say. Fly to me. I would look at the distance. It was not far, but the carpet looked far away. I crouched. I readied my legs. I opened my wings push. I launched into the dead air of the room. My wings beat frantically. WHIR, WHIR, WHIR. I wobbled. I dipped. My left wing was slower than my right, making me bank to the side. But I adjusted. I pumped harder. I landed on her arm. Her sweater was knit wool, perfect for gripping with claws. I dug in. Ouch. She laughed, but she didn't shake me off. Sharp claws. She walked me back to the chair. We did it again, and again, and again. My chicks watched from the box, their heads bobbing. They were practicing too, hopping and flapping, creating a chaotic dust storm of cardboard and tissue. They were growing fast. Their pin feathers had burst into sleek brown coats. They looked like real sparrows now, miniature copies of me. They needed the sky. And soon, I knew, I would too. The room was getting small. I found myself flying to the window more often. I would cling to the curtains, peer out through the glass. The green world was changing. The grey clouds were gone. The sun was brighter. The leaves on the maple tree were unfurling. Tiny flags of bright lime green. Spring was coming. The instinct to migrate. to build, to claim territory. It was waking up in my blood. It was a song that played louder every day. Go out, go out. Go out, but leaving. Leaving meant leaving the warm face. It meant leaving the guaranteed food. It meant leaving the safety of the force field. I was torn. I would sit on her shoulder while she watched the box of noise, burying my beak in her hair, and I would feel a heavy sadness. She knew it too. She stopped flight school. She started opening the curtains wide, letting us see the full glory of the garden. Soon, she would tell us. Soon you have to go be birds. The day of release came on a morning that smelled of wet dirt and new blossoms. She did not feed us breakfast. This was the sign. She took the box. She carried it not to the table, but to the window. The big window. She opened the glass. Whoosh! The sensation was overwhelming. The air that rushed in was not the stale, still air of the house. It was alive. It was moving. It carried 1,000,000 scents: pollen, damp earth, squirrel musk, exhaust fumes, rotting leaves. Fresh grass. The noise hit us next. The chirping of other birds. The roar of a car. The rustle of the wind. It was chaos. It was beautiful. My children were terrified. They huddled at the back of the box, pressing themselves against the cardboard. They had only known the quiet room. This roaring world was a monster. But I knew this world. I was born in it. I hopped onto the rim of the box. I felt the wind ruffle my feathers, testing them. It was a greeting. Welcome back, little mother. I looked back at the chicks. Come, I chirped. It is time. The sky is big. I looked at the keeper. She was standing back, giving us space. Her hands were clasped together in front of her chest. Her face was crumpling. Water was leaking from her eyes, sliding down the wrinkles of her cheeks. I did not understand why she was leaking. We were healthy. We were strong. We were fixed. This was a victory. Why was she sad? I flew to her one last time. I landed on her shoulder. The wool of her sweater was familiar under my feet. I leaned in and pecked gently at her earlobe. Thank you, I said, in the language of touch. Thank you for the warmth. Thank you for the silver beak. She turned her head slowly. She kissed the top of my head. A giant, wet sound. Go on, she whispered, her voice thick and wet. Go on, you little miracle. Be safe. I flew back to the box. I looked at my children. Fly, I commanded. The bold one went first. He launched himself into the unknown. He dipped, caught the wind, and landed clumsily on the maple branch. Cheep, he yelled. I am king of the world. The loudmouth followed. Then the runt. They were out. They were part of the green world now. I stood alone on the sill. I looked at the room one last time. I memorized the chair, the lamp, and the table. I memorized the scent of her soap. I would need this map, because I knew, even then, that I would not leave forever. I spread my healed wing. It felt strong. It felt ready. I pushed off. The air caught me. I rose. I did not just fly. I danced. I spiraled up toward the sun, feeling the delicious stretch of my muscles. the bite of the wind in my eyes. I was a sparrow. I was a master of the air. I joined my children in the tree. We spent the afternoon rediscovering the world. We learned. That bark is hard, that bugs are fast, and that leaves taste bitter. But that night, as the sun went down and the cold returned, we did not go far. We roosted in the maple tree, right outside her window. I could see her inside. She was sitting in her chair, looking at the empty box on the table. She looked small. The room looked too big without us. I felt a pang in my chest. The next morning, I did not fly to the forest to forage. I flew to the window. I tapped. Click-click. She looked up. Her face transformed. The sadness vanished, replaced by a sunbeam of joy. She hurried to the window. She opened it. She crumbled a slice of bread on the ledge. You came back. She laughed. And we did. We ate the bread. We sang for her. It became our pact. We built our nests in the nearby trees, but the window was our gathering place. It was neutral ground. It was the place where the wild and the domestic met. Seasons changed. My children found mates. They built their own nests. But I taught them the tradition. This is the safety place, I told them. This is the keeper. She is flocked, and so the weeks turned into months. The green leaves turned to gold, then fell, then grew again. I grew older. My feathers lost some of their sheen. The cold mornings made my healed wing ache a little. But I never missed a visit. Until today, the memory fades, retreating back into the vault of my mind. I am back on the ledge. The sun is setting. The air is cold. And the window is still closed. The silence is no longer just strange, it is threatening. It is a predator waiting to strike. My children have flown to the roof, bored and confused. They are pecking at the moss. In the gutters, they do not understand. They think the soft goal has simply run out. But I know better. I hop to the corner of the window. There is a small gap in the curtains, a sliver of view into the gloomy room. I press my face against the glass. I strain my eyes, adjusting to the shadows, and then I see it. Movement, but not the right kind, on the floor. Near the big chair, there is a shape. It is a heap of clothes. It is a splash of silver hair against the dark rug. It is her. She is lying. On the green plain, one arm is stretched out, reaching for the small black box she uses to talk to other giants. It is lying on the rug, just inches from her fingers. But her fingers are still. She is not moving much. Just a small, shallow rise and fall of her chest. Panic, cold and sharp. Spikes in my chest. This is the wrong thing. Giants do not lie on the floor. Giants stand. Giants sit. When they lie down, it is in the soft bed, in the other room. I tap the glass. Hard rap rap rap, get up. I scream in my mind. The sun is leaving. The cold is coming. Get up, keeper. Her head moves slightly. She turns toward the window. I see her eyes. They are usually bright blue, full of sky. Now, they are cloudy. They are dull. They are full of pain. She sees me. Her lips move. I cannot hear her through the glass, but I know the shape of the words. Help me. She tries to lift her hand. It rises an inch, trembling like a leaf in the wind, and then falls back down. Heavy, dead weight. She is trapped. She is trapped on the floor. Just as I was trapped under the nest. She is broken, and I am on the outside. The glass is between us. The force field that kept me safe is now the wall that keeps her dying. I look around wildly. The garden is empty. The world is indifferent. The squirrel is burying a nut. The sun is sinking. I am small. I am a bird. I weigh as much as a handful of coins. I cannot break the glass. I cannot open the door. I cannot lift her. But I remember the storm. I remember the hand that came down. When I was hurt, she brought me inside. Now that she is hurt, I must bring the outside to her. I need giants. I need the loud, clumsy, powerful giants. I push off the ledge, screaming a high, piercing alarm call. It is the call I use for the hawk. It is the call that says death is here. Scree, scree. I fly up. I circled the house once. Then, I turn toward the neighbor's territory. There is a male giant there. He is loud. He pushes a roaring machine over the grass on weekends. He throws stones at the squirrels. He is not kind, but he is a giant. And he has hands. I fly toward his house. My heart is a hammer. My healed wing aches with the effort. I am coming, keeper, I think. Hold on. I cross the invisible line in the air that separates the safe zone from the danger zone. The air here tastes different. It smells of cut grass and chemical fertilizer. It smells of the loud giant. I land on the fence that divides the two worlds. My claws grip the cedar wood. My chest is heaving, the air whistling in and out of my small lungs. I look down into his territory. The loud giant is there. He is sitting on his porch, a wooden platform similar to hers, but stripped of all comfort. There are no soft cushions. No bowls of water. He sits in a chair made of metal mesh that looks cold and hard. He is holding a glass cylinder filled with amber liquid. He is looking at a light square held in his other hand. He is motionless, absorbed in the false light of the device. He is a threat. I know this. I remember the stones he threw at the squirrels. I remember the loud barking words he shouts when the crows gather on his roof. He does not like the wild. He wants his world clean and silent. But I have no choice. Do it, I command. Myself, the keeper is fading. I launch from the fence. I do not fly high. I fly low, a direct, aggressive line, straight for his head. Usually, I would never dare this. A human hand is fast. It can swat a fly. It can crush a bird. But fear for myself has been burned away by the image of the keeper on the floor. I aim. For the light square, ZOOOOM. I buzz him. My wingtip brushes his ear. The wind of my passage ruffles his hair. He jerks. He spills a little of the amber liquid. Hey! He shouts. The voice is a bark, sudden and angry. He waves a hand near his head, swiping at the air. Get away. He goes back to his screen. He thinks I am just a clumsy bug. A mistake. I landed on the railing of his porch, just 3 hops from his knee. I puff my chest out. I spread my wings slightly, making myself look bigger, brighter. I scream, cheep, cheep, cheep. It is not a song, it is a siren. It is the ugliest sound I can make. It is a rasping, grating noise that is designed to irritate. Looks up, annoyed. His brow furrows. What is your problem, bird? He reaches for a magazine on the table next to him. He rolls it up. A weapon. Instinct screams, fly. But I will stay. I hop closer. Cheep. He swings the weapon. Swish, it misses me by an inch. The wind of it knocks me off balance. I flutter backward, landing on the gutter above his head. He grunts and settles back down. He thinks he has one. He does not understand. I am not annoying him for fun. I am fighting for a life. I need backup. I cannot do this alone. I need a riot. I look up toward the roof of the keeper's house, where my children are still playing. I take a deep breath. Filling my air sacs to capacity, I tilt my head back. I sing the mobbing call. It is a specific rhythm. Church at sea. Predator, here. Attack. Swarm. Help my children freeze. They know this call. It is buried deep in their DNA, written there by thousands of ancestors who fought off snakes and owls. It overrides hunger. It overrides boredom. The bold one launches first. The loudmouth follows. Then the runt. They dive. They come in a blur of brown feathers. 3 missiles, aiming for the loud giant dot. I join them, we become a vortex. We are a tornado of wings and beaks. We circle the loud giant's head. We dive-bomb his shoulders. We flutter in front of his face, blocking his view of the light square scree chirp. Chirr. The noise is deafening. We are screaming, calling. Crying. The loud giant drops his phone. It clatters onto the wood. He drops his drink. The glass shatters, splashing amber liquid over his shoes. What the hell? He yells. He stands up. He is waving both arms now, a windmill of anger. Get out of here, crazy birds. He grabs a cushion from a nearby bench and swings it. The runt is slow. The cushion clips his tail feathers. He spins in the air, recovering just in time to avoid hitting the wall. Careful, I signal. Do not get hit. Just make him move. The loud giant is standing now. He is red in the face. He is furious. I'm going to get the hose, he roars. He steps off the porch. He is moving good. Good. He walks toward the side of his house where the green snake is coiled. No, not that way. I have to steer him. I have to make him look at the other house. I brake. Away from the swarm. I fly directly in front of his face, hovering for a split second so he sees my eyes. Then, I turn and fly toward the fence. Toward the keeper's window. I land on the fence. I look back. He is uncoiling the green snake. He is not looking at me. I fly back. I land on his shoulder. It is a suicidal move. If he reaches up, he can grab me. I feel the heat of his body through his shirt. I smell the sweat of his anger. I peck. His ear, hard. A sharp pinch of skin. Oh, he slaps at his shoulder. I am already gone, tumbling through the air, escaping his hand by a fraction of a second. He turns. He is looking at me now. He is looking at me with pure hatred. You little rat. He shouts. He drops the hose. He starts to walk toward me. He wants to hurt me. He wants to chase me away. Yes, follow me. Chase me. I fly to the fence. I land. I wait. He stomps across the grass. Get out of my yard. I wait until he is 10 feet away. Then I fly to the keeper's window ledge. I land on the ledge. I peck the glass wrapper prap. Then I look back at him. He stops at the fence. He is breathing hard. He looks confused. The swarm of my children has dispersed, waiting on the roof. It is just me now. Go on. He yells, waving his arm. I do not move. I peck the glass again. Frantically, I throw my whole body into it. Thump, thump. I look at him. I look at the glass. I look at him. I look at the glass. Look inside, you fool. Look inside. The giant is not stupid. He is just slow. He sees that I am not acting like a bird. I am acting like a pointer dog. He lowers his arm. The red anger in his face fades to a frown of confusion. What are you doing? He mutters. The wind carries his voice to me. He steps closer. He walks up to the keeper's porch. The wood creaks under his heavy boots. I do not fly away. I stand my ground on the ledge. I hop to the side, clearing the view. Look. He stands in front of the window. He cups his hands around his eyes to block the glare of the setting sun. He leans forward. He peers through the glass. For a second, there is silence. The birds stop singing. The wind stops blowing. Then he recoils. Jesus. The word explodes out of him. He spins around. The anger is gone completely, replaced by a frantic energy. He fumbles in his pocket. He pulls out his light square. His fingers fly across the surface. He puts it to his ear. Yeah, 911. I need an ambulance. 42 Maple Street. It's my neighbor. I think she. Yeah, I see her through the window. She's down. She's not moving. He sees. He knows. I feel a tension release in my muscles. So sudden that I almost fall off the ledge. He does not wait for the voices on the phone. He puts the box back in his pocket. He tries the front door. It is locked. He runs around to the back door. Locked. He runs back to the window where I am standing. Sorry, Mrs. Higgins, he mutters. He takes off his heavy boot. He holds it in his hand, like a stone. I fly up. Clear the area. Smash. The sound of the breaking glass is terrifying. It shatters the peace of the afternoon. Shards of the invisible wall rain down onto the carpet inside. The loud giant reaches in. He unlocks the window. He slides it up. He climbs inside. I fly to the branch of the maple tree, joining my children. We huddle together. We have done our part. Now, it is the time of the giants. The wait is not long, but it feels like a lifetime. First, the sound comes. A high, wailing scream that rises and falls. W-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O-O. It grows louder, shaking the air. Then, the beast appears. It is a massive, boxy vehicle painted red and white. It roars down the street. It stops in front of the house. It is flashing. Blue and red lightning pulses from its roof, painting the trees and the house in violence. Rhythmic colors. Flash dash flash dash flash. More giants pour out of the belly of the beast. They are dressed in dark blue skins. They carry bags. They run, they disappear. Inside, I cannot see what is happening. I can only hear voices. Loud, commanding voices. The sound of furniture moving. I hop from foot to foot on the branch. Is she alive? Is she warm? My children are scared by the lights. They want to fly back to the forest. Stay, I command. We do not leave the flock. Minutes pass. The sun is almost gone now. The world is turning purple. Then, the door opens. The blue giants come out. They are pushing a rolling bed. It has shiny metal legs and a white mattress. Lying on the bed is the keeper. She looks very small. They have put a clear mask over her face. A tube connects her to a bag of liquid held by one of the giants. They have wrapped her in a yellow blanket, not her soft lavender one, but a harsh, bright one. She is not moving. My heart stops. Is she gone? Is she an empty nest? They wheel her toward the open maw of the wailing beast. The loud giant beside them, looking pale and worried. He is talking to one of the blue giants. Just before they lift the rolling bed into the beast, the procession pauses. A wheel gets stuck on a crack in the pavement. The jolt shakes the bed. The keeper's head moves. Just a fraction. She turns her face away from the giants. She looks toward the house. She looks toward the maple tree. She cannot see me. I am small, hidden in the leaves, bathed in the confusing strobe of the red and blue lights. But she is looking for me. Her hand, the hand that held the dropper, the hand that smoothed my feather switches under the yellow blanket. Her eyes are open. They are weak, but they are focused. She is saying goodbye, and in that moment, across the distance of the yard, across the barrier of species, I feel it. It is a connection stronger than the hunger of winter. It is an acknowledgement. Heard you, her eyes say. I heard the song. I am here, my presence answers. I brought the help. A faint, trembling smile touches the corner of her mouth beneath the clear mask. It is there for a heartbeat, and then it is gone. The blue giants lift the bed. They slide it into the belly of the beast. They slam the doors shut. Bang! The wailing starts again. The beast roars and speeds away, taking the warm face, the keeper, the center of the world, away from us. The neighbor stands on the sidewalk, watching it go. He runs a hand through. His Harry looks up at the broken window. He looks at the tree. He shakes his head, as if he cannot believe what happened. Crazy birds, he whispers. But there is no anger in his voice anymore. Only wonder. He turns and walks back to his house. The silence returns to the street. The red and blue lightning is gone. The wailing is gone. The house is dark. The window. It is broken. The nest is empty, but the debt is paid. She gave me life when the storm took mine. Today, I gave her life back when the silence tried to take hers. I look at my children. They are quiet, sensing the gravity of the moment. Come, I say softly. The night is here. We do not go to the forest. We do not go to the deep woods. We fly to the roof of her house. We find a sheltered spot under the eaves, near the chimney which still holds a faint memory of warmth. We huddle together, a ball of feathers against the coming dark. We will wait. We will wait for the return. The days that follow are a long stretch of grey silence. The house stands empty. It is a shell. Without the hum of the refrigerator, without the flicker of the box of noise, without the shift of her slippers, the house feels dead. It smells of stagnant air and dust settling in unvisited corners. The neighbor, the loud giant, who is now the quiet watcher, comes by. He nails a board over the broken window. Bang. Bang. The sound echoes like gunshots in the empty garden. He rakes the leaves on her lawn. He waters the plants on the porch. He is trying to keep the territory alive for her, but he does not have her scent. He is an intruder, though a well-meaning one. We do not leave. The instinct to migrate, to move, to the deep cedar groves where the winter wind is blocked, is strong. My children feel it. They look at the sky, watching the V formations of geese honking their way south. They looked at me, their feathers fluffed against the biting frost. Why do we stay? Their eyes ask. The soft gold is gone. The warm face is gone. The frost is here. We stay because the flock is not whole, I tell them in the set of my wings. We wait, but waiting is not enough for me. I need to know. I began to search. I expand my territory. I fly beyond the boundaries of the neighborhood, crossing the great gray rivers where the cars rush like water. I follow the scent of the ambulance. It is a faint, chemical trail, days old, but I possess the nose of a mother who can find a single worm in a field of mud. I found the place. It is a cliff face of white concrete and glass that rises high into the smoggy air. It smells of sharp, stinging chemicals, the smell of clean. It smells of sickness, covered by soap. There are hundreds of windows, hundreds of caves where giants lie in white beds. I fly along the perimeter. I hover at the glass. I cannot look into every room. It is too big. But then, I catch a scent on the updraft. It is faint, buried under the smell of exhaust and cafeteria food. But it is there. Lavender, the smell of her blanket, the smell of her skin. I follow it to a window on the third level. I land on the narrow metal sill. The wind here is fierce, whipping around the corner of the building, trying to tear me loose. I grip the metal with my claws until they ache. I peer inside. She is there. She is lying in a bed with metal rails. She looks different. Her silver hair is matted against the pillow. Her face is pale, the color of old parchment. There are tubes going into her arm. A machine beeps rhythmically. Beep. Beep, replacing the sound of her breath. She is asleep, or perhaps she is in the deep sleep that comes before the end. I cannot tap on the glass. It is too thick, and the noise of the city below is too loud, so I sing. I do not sing the alarm call. I do not sing the hunger song. I do not sing the territorial challenge. I sing the soft ash song. It is the song I used to coo to the chicks when the thunder was loud. It is a low, trilling melody. It is the sound of rain on leaves. It is the sound of safety. I press my beak against the glass, letting the vibrations carry through the barrier. I am here. The little mother is here. The flock is watching side inside. Her head does not move. Her eyes do not open. But the machine changes its rhythm. The beep, ... beep, slows down. It becomes steady. It becomes calm. I stay until my toes are numb. Then, I fly back to the empty house to roost with my children. I do this every day. It became my pilgrimage. I fly through the cold, through the rain, through the early snow. I sit on the ledge. I sing the soft song. I leave a part of my strength on that ledge, hoping it seeps through the glass and into her blood. The season turns. The trees are bare now, skeleton fingers scratching the grey sky. The ground is as hard as iron. We survive on dried berries and the kindness of the loud giant, who has started leaving a pile of seeds on his porch railing. He watches us eat, smoking his fire stick, nodding at us with a strange respect. Then, the day comes. A car pulls into the driveway of her house. Not the wailing beast. A quiet, black car. The loud giant runs out to meet it. He opens the door, and she emerges. She is not the mountain she was. She has shrunk. She looks fragile, like a dried leaf that might crumble if you touch it too hard. She is leaning heavily on a metal framer walker that glints in the winter sun, but she is standing. She is breathing the air. She takes a step, then another. It is slow, agonizingly slow, but she makes it to the door. She disappears inside. I am on the branch of the maple tree before the door even closes. She is back. The center holds. I chirp a frantic signal to my children. Come down. Come down. We descend. We line up on the porch railing. We wait. The lights come on inside. The house wakes up. The hum returns. Minutes later, the curtains of the new windows slide open. She is there. She is sitting in her big chair. She looks tired. Her eyes have dark circles under them. But when she sees us, a row of 4 brown shivering birds lined up, like soldiers, the smile returns. It is not the big booming laugh of before. It is a soft, tired smile. But it reaches her eyes. The blue is back. She raises a hand. She waves. A tiny flutter of fingers. She points to the window. She cannot open it. Her arms are too weak to lift the heavy sash. I see her try, her hands trembling, but the wood sticks. She sighs. She looks defeated. But I remember the pact. I fly to the glass. I hover. I tap gently. Click. It is okay. I say, we see you. That is enough. But it is not enough for her. She picks up her phone, the black box. She presses a button. A moment later, the loud giant appears in her garden. He waves at her through the glass. She points at the window. He nods. He steps up to the porch. He pushes the window up from the outside. There you go, Mrs. Higgins, he says. Thank you, dear, she says. Her voice is raspy, like dry leaves, but it is the voice. The cold air rushes in, but she does not flinch. She reaches into a bag on her lap. She pulls out a piece of bread. She crumbles it on the ledge. The soft ash gold. My children die for it. They are young. They are hungry. They eat with gusto. But I do not eat immediately. I hop onto the ledge. I hop past the bread. I hop until I am inches from her hand, which rests on the sill. I look at the skin. It is translucent now, spotted with purple bruises from the needles. The veins are blue rivers under the surface. It is a map of her pain dot. I remember this hand. I remember it coming down out of the storm clouds. I remember it looking like a monster's claw. I remember the terror I felt. And I remember the moment it touched me. The warmth. The shocking, overwhelming realization that I was not going to die. That I was being held. That I was being saved. That memory is more powerful than hunger. It is more powerful than the winter. I gently reach out and brush my beak against her finger. It is a soft touch, a preen, a kiss. She freezes. She looks at me. We are inches apart. I know, she whispers. Tears pool in her eyes, magnifying the blue. I know it was you, my little angel. I look into her eyes. The species barrier is gone. There is no bird, no human. There is no language barrier. We are just two living things who have seen the darkness and chosen the light. We are two survivors who have kept each other warm. Moves her finger, just a fraction, and strokes the feathers on my head. The sensation sends a shiver through me. It is the same touch, the same love. It anchors me to the earth. I eat a crumb of bread. It tastes of yeast and summer wheat. It tastes of home. I chirp once a low, resonant note of promise. I am here. I will be here tomorrow. And the day after, I take flight. I rise into the cooling air, my wings catching the updraft. My children follow in my wake, their bellies full, their hearts light. We circle the house once. I see her sitting there, framed in the square of yellow light, a small, fragile figure against the coming night. But she is not alone. The silence of the house is broken by the memory of our song. The wind is cold, but I do not feel it. I carry the image of her hand in my mind, not the shaking hand of today, nor the strong hand of the past, but simply the hand, the instrument of kindness. I realize now, as I head toward the roost, that this is the only thing that truly lasts. Nests fall, feathers molt, storms come and break the world apart. Bodies wither and fail. But the warmth, the kindness, it is a scent that never fades. It is a song that echoes even when the singer is silent. It is the invisible thermal that keeps us all from falling. I am a sparrow. I am small. I am fleeting. But I was loved by a giant, and I loved her back. And that is enough to fill the sky. Thank you for watching. If you like the story, feel free to comment, like and subscribe. See you in the next video.